Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Ash of God's Redemption. We just reached the Triple Menhir, and we have an unset prisoner who might join our team. Let's talk to Reed first. You wonder what made Reed examine the ancestors' corpses. You should ask her. Do you need me, Icon? This ancest's name is Kama. He's still weak, but he can walk and he will recoup quickly. He'll fight for us. Why should I trust it? The ancestors are the servants of the reaping. However, the magic that binds them isn't very strong. I can lift the enchantment. If it is so easy to recruit servants of the reaping, why is anyone doing it? The Frisians, the temple servants, why do they not control the ancestors? They do control them. The reapers and the temple control the ancestors. Do you think the reaping comes like a storm? The ancestors are poisoned, but some of them are not completely seized by madness yet. There are few, but they can be saved. You can recruit an ancestor that has not yet lost its mind? Only if he's not hostile, and only if there's no reaper present, as well as no man nearby, or if it's been soaked in blood. Then, if I'm lucky, I can recruit him. The Kimra held ancestors in shackles for weeks to remove the enchantment. With Kama, we're lucky so much blood has been spilled here already. The Maniac powers have waned. And there is no Reaper nearby. And for a while none will come. I'm shielding us from view with special enchantments. That said, no Reaper will take control of Kama, even if one manages to track us down. Where did they come from? Same place as the Maniacs. Kimran wisdom likens the ancestors to bees. Their hive came with the Maniacs and landed somewhere in hell. To these bees, Maniacs are their flowers, and every reaping is springtime. They awaken from their slumber and sting. Why do they wear the masks? Different peoples have different customs. Why wear bridges? Because it is expected. In the ancestors' homeland, the sun is scorching. A mask protects the face and terrifies the enemy. It is your responsibility now. Yes, mine and mine only. The Kimra descend from ancestors, with children of incest. Kama brings fresh blood. An ancest's lifespan is short. In 2 or 3 years, Terminum will devour all of them that still live. Do you want him to sire your child? Who is this fresh blood for? You? That's not your concern. Yes, it is not my concern. When we fight shoulder to shoulder, your concerns are mine. Time will tell if it concerns or offends you. Loyalty decreased. Alright. I wish to speak to it. Keep in mind I sense dishonesty easily. Okay, we can now talk to Kama. The answer is on his feet now. He does not seem hostile. You should talk to it. I brought him up to speed and explained that we're going to Barkana and that we are companions by chance. The answer saw part of the fight and he's in awe of your sword skills. If you want to ask a question, I'll translate it for you. However, the answer will soon master our tongue. Why do their swords not obey us? The answer listens to Reed's translation and speaks several words in reply. His voice is odd, too soft for a man. These swords were the gods gave to the ancestors. See the rings on their fingers, they control the swords. Trying them on would be a waste of time. These swords are like hands. You can sever them, but you cannot graft them to another body. How do they get here? The answer listens to Reed's translation and gesticulates in surprise as he replies. He does not know. Just yesterday, he was under his homeland's scorching sun, guarding menhirs, much like ours. Today, he finds himself here. He is confused, but he believes that it's all the will of the gods. Why are they here? Kawa seems to guess your question before Reed can even translate it. They must protect the maniacs and pour blood over them in libation, to fill them with power, and appease the gods. If the gods deem the sacrifice sufficient, they'll grant these lands to the ancestors. I have no further questions. Kama starts speaking almost immediately. Pressing a palm to his chest, he points at your companions. He claims that I lifted a veil from his eyes and that the skies were ablaze in his homeland. It could happen here as well. He hopes to stop some of his kin, and he's ready to fight them if need be. Why does it wear the mask? The ancestors wear masks so that the servants of the gods do not know their faces. These servants are called the Umbra. We call them reapers. They're too dangerous, even as masters. The ancestor wants to preserve his true self. Let it come with us. He understood you, Icon. Swati is clearly upset. Should this concern you? You approach Swati and notice water skins behind her. She's either thirsty or in the middle of cleaning herself up. A woman can't find a place to wash without being watched. I stepped behind the manor, but Ruor was doing his business there. That man has no shame. He beckoned to me. Ask the other women to hold a piece of cloth as a screen while you wash. How's your neck? It's no worse. It burns, of course, but the pain eased after I walked between the stones. They restored my strength, to be sure. When will the ulcer disappear? When the reaping ends, or when we all die, try to ignore it for now. We need to save water. Better to stink than to die of thirst. Don't speak for everyone. You'd not sit a notched and gory sword, would you? My body is much like your sword. Just as little, you mean? Sorty turns red, stutters to say something, and falls silent. Ruor scans the horizon. You wonder what he is looking for. Do you know these lands? Which way would you choose to approach Berkana? There's not much to know. The hungry path is bad, and the monk's path is no better. Same goes for the Frisian road. I've been here a year, and I've traveled them all quite a bit. What's wrong with the Frisian road? Were I still a watchman, I'd say it's a wicked path swarming with girls. As it is, we don't want to run into Frisian patrols either. There'll be plenty of merchants and inns along that route. Women? Not so much. The girls keep a watchful eye over their tasty morsels. What scares you about the hungry path? The land on both sides of the path is strewn with monks' bones, evidence of girls at their worst. The path has always reeked of death. No amount of water can wash away the foul taste. What's wrong with the pilgrim's path? It's like the hungry path, but worse. All ravines, gullies, and brambles. Ambush territory. Watchmen dare not venture down that road, even in broad daylight. Not to mention the wild beasts and crawling critters. No squatting to relieve yourself. We should choose one of these roads. Choose the way and we'll follow. We can take either path before the Frisian legions arrive. Depends on where you want to end up. However, the destination is of no consequence in the company of such beauties, nor is the direction. Do you know of a shortcut through the steppe? I know no shortcut, but I've seen the Kimra disappear in that arid land with my own eyes. One moment, you see a whole group, but by the time you climb a hill, they're already out of sight. It's rumored that they're aided by a wandering manir and a sage that looks after it, but I know naught else. You nod and walk to your horse. Shanette quarreled with Bola. You could ask Shanette what it was about. What is it, Icon? Here to question me about a little argument with Bola? Just sit back and enjoy the show. You realize that if I wanted to kill her, I could do it with a flick of a finger. What was the argument about? Could be about you. Ah, you don't believe me. Well, all right, I saw a ruby earring in a Frisian ear, so I cut it off, ear and all. But guess what? This sword told me off. Told me I shouldn't defile the bodies. You remind me of a peacock, fanning out feathers and flaunting. No fight nor flight. Doing everything poorly, but looking good doing it. Just remember, Icon, a crazed peacock is no less dangerous than a rabid wolf. They shoot rabid wolves from a distance. Same goes for foxes. A short distance from the others, two men stands rooted to the spot. Is he considering returning to Frisia? What are you staring at, Icon? I'm the same old Dume. Not being a puck, just think it's a bit too late for me to start from scratch. What choice do I have? You could stay here. Does it make a difference? Nothing. That's the irony. There's no other way for me. Why did you have to walk into that accursed tunnel? Whatever you do, the choice is yours. If you are coming with me, get ready. We leave soon. Don't take much these days. Straighten my clothes, tighten my belt, that's it. I'm ready. I can't help but wonder if what they say about menace is true. If someone is ailing, they should walk between the stones. Obviously, you should not touch them, like petting a rattlesnake it is. You will not know unless you try. Bola hides her face when she notices you. You did not intend to go around moralizing, but you have no desire for tension in your party. What do you want? Have you never seen a girl fight? Trust me, there will be more. We grab hair and knock out teeth. You'll not hear me complain. You're not here to wipe out noses. What did you tell her? I told her that I'll not tolerate her whims. I can't stand it when the dead are butchered. I can't stand it when someone dredges up anger, as if I'm not angry enough. What happened to the ruby?
Oh.
A ruby? Did she tell you that? I couldn't care less about the ruby. Have you seen the Inquisitor's collection in Wodan? Jeanette has it now, and she's expanding it. She also took the torture tools. I wonder what's driving her. I saw her lunge at you. She was showing off. She's hot-tempered and quick to flare up. She knew there were men watching. Men love a good cat fight, so I told her off. A fine excuse. Jeanette is so fetching in a fight. She's better than I am. I have no inclination to fuss over you. Don't fuss then. We could have killed each other, so what? You'd get on your horse and ride away. What are we to you? I shall do exactly that. Keep that in mind. I'm not perfect. I detest this so much that I could kill. Tell Jeanette to put everything into our communal purse. I will, and I'll say that you told me to do it. You turn to see Jeanette looking at you with poorly concealed anger. Alright. What do we have here? We have new cards. Reduces health by 10 to a random party member and increases attack by 2 to all party members. Don't like this card because it's randomness.
Ooh.
Sortie. More damage. Kama. Kama is an ancient swordsman. He has 7 skill points. Mobility is great. Attack plus free attack is amazing. Health and energy. Deadly jab. 18 damage to everyone on the line. Alright. More damage. What's this? Mental strike. Sure. What's this? Retaliation. Yep. This is a free action, has a cooldown of 1. I can use it every time. It's very good. Alright, let's check out the menu. Walk between the menhirs. You walk between the sacred stones, careful to not touch them. A divine force washes over you and you suddenly feel at peace. Your wounds are healed. Your mind settled, seeing that you are unharmed, the others follow. Nice. So, both our party members' injuries have been healed. We are a little bit behind with our women team. The answer is level 8 already. Anyway, I think it's time to head out.
Not everyone made it to the top, but among those who did, nobody managed it by sheer luck.
Okay, we are starting chapter 6. Tom's escape causes you no grief. Alright, so we switch to Hopper. It might be a good idea to talk to Ake about a... Listen, my friend. I'm not asking you to spill out your soul, but I want no misunderstandings between us. You are keeping an eye on me, aren't you? Who sent you? Was it Prince Trig or Corazon? You're good at sword fighting and town hall destroying, Hopper, just as you're good at raiding people. Well, I'll not lie, it was Corazon who asked me for a favor. What kind of favor was it? The Cardinal wouldn't ask for something trivial, I suppose. Do you report my every step to the Cardinal? Why in terminum would he want to know about your steps, especially every single one of them? How could I possibly report them to him? I'll be damned if I know. Trust me, if Corazon wants you to report to him, he'll find you anywhere. And did Corazon give you any orders regarding the prince? How could you even say that? Corazon may be angry with his highness, but he is a cardinal, not a highway murderer. Do you really think I'm capable of something like this? I'd sooner end my own life. Yes, it's a bit hard to believe. Great warriors usually don't run errands like this. Maybe he's asked you to stab me in the back? Why would I do that? Well, if you made an attempt on the prince's life or something stupid like that, I'd do it without asking. But things being as they are, what in damnation? I did not sign up for murder. Good. You know, cardinals, they're a weird bunch. Yes, he carried me out of the rubble, but even a cat can drag a mouse out of a puddle. His reasons for doing so, however... Or does Corazon have his own stake in this game? Actually he does, but it's just so absurd, you wouldn't believe it. Truthfully, at first I couldn't even make sense of what he was asking. But the most important thing is this favor of his won't affect my service to Jarana. Believe me, Ake, some things aren't as silly as they seem, and the Cardinal is definitely not stupid. Then tell me, Hopper, why is Corazon looking for Gleda? He said something absurd, like Thorn can do what he may, Prince Ho is of no importance, but the girl must be safe. He told me to make sure she gets to Opakum. What can you say about that? I don't know what to tell you, Ake. I can think of one reason, the girl may be of use to the temple. As for Opakum, it's a special place, Ake. The reaping has never hit Opakum in full force. Perhaps I should be going. But wait, I've been meaning to ask, why did you send Stein away? I never liked him, old and secretive, keeping to himself at all times. Truthfully, I've never trusted him, and I can't understand why Prince Trig forced him on us. I think Stein had his own reasons to be secretive. Anything could have happened to him when the reaping began. But if you don't like him, then I won't argue. Alright, let's visit Tig's Inn. The innkeeper knew Thorn, he might provide some useful details. Aha, subscribe. Would you like a bite to eat or something to wet your whistle? I've got both. Neither, Master Innkeeper. I have a question. You know that I arrived in search of Thorn Brenin and discovered something curious. Tell me, how did he quarrel with his brother-in-law Bran Wichty? They've been enemies for some 20-odd years. Whenever those two meet, it's like throwing fresh kindling on glowing embers. What kind of embers are those? I've heard it's about some sort of inheritance. Well, it could be about the inheritance now, but I'm not an Odolan scribe to tell you for certain. I only know that Brand Wichty has been bearing a grudge against his sister, Licky Wichty, the mother of Thorn's children. But Thorn's wife perished. There is no one to hold a grudge against. Yes, I heard that she'd perished. It would anger Bran even more. I reckon he'll not rest till he strangles Thorn's offspring. This Bran turned out to be a rotten bastard. Well, that's all I wanted to know. See you, Dick. Shek is thoroughly familiar with life at court. He might be able to tell you something about the prince. Perhaps you could clarify something for me, friend. Why was the prince serving in the neighboring kingdom at the rank of a simple soldier at that? Someone's been feeding you stories, I see. The prince claims that the king wanted to marry him off to an elderly and unattractive Gibbonian princess, but I think that the reason is completely different. That's what piqued my interest. High-ranking individuals don't often share the rigors of service with ordinary folk, and they certainly never do so in secret. You don't know our king. He is too hot-headed. If anything goes against the grain, he flies off the handle and behaves rashly. Luckily, Prince Trig is much more sensible, but even he wasn't able to protect his son, who was ready to confront his grandfather regarding every little detail. No surprise there. I would be more astonished if the young scion didn't go against his elder's will. Our king is always rushing things, but with Ho it was like a knife hitting a rock. The young prince turned out to be more stubborn than his father. The princess is one thing, but Ho didn't want to concede. So the king said, I don't want to see you until you've had your fill of shit and grit. I see now, Prince Trig made his base in Ursus to be closer to his son, and his son joined an Odolan company of young soldiers to keep away from his grandfather's spies. You're quick on the uptake, scribe. Well, if that's all you wanted to know, I'd better go. I have so much to do. Okay, let's go visit Unda's house. This is where Thorn's daughter was last seen. If she's left any trace, it would be here. Shek fumbles with his keys, opens the door and enters Unda's house, explaining all the while. The abominations hid in the house. Had it not been for Thorn, they would have caused more trouble. Philia and Greta, however, disappeared. How and where they went, I cannot fathom. You take in the humble furnishings of a traditional Berkanan dwelling. Could she have escaped through the roof or a secret passage within the house? Shek smiles into his mustache. The house was surrounded, guards posted in every yard of the block. We then left no stone unturned. We rapped on walls and lifted floorboards. We didn't find anyone. I'm starting to think that Philia and that other girl were simply not there. You fetch a stool for Shek. Have a seat while I take a look around. If you don't mind, of course. Don't worry, I shan't keep you long, nor will you have to carry me out of the rubble, I promise. Alright, I think we already know that it was a secret passage under the table, I think. You see a stone table most likely used to prepare potions. Having carefully examined the table, you notice scratch marks on the flagstone to which it is attached. What caused them is unclear. You try to move the table with success. Underneath it, a ladder descends into the darkness. A small scroll is attached to the first rung. You snatch it before Shek approaches you. The commander shakes his head, then points out an inscription on the bottom side of the trapdoor. You recognize the handwriting from the double menhir. If you do not burn out, carry it. Shek shrugs. Pure witchcraft. Let's go. This place gives me the creeps. You unroll the scroll, making sure Shek can't see you. For some reason, you're certain that it's meant for you. The writing is from the same hand. Your path leads to the west. May you not shy away from tall buildings, and may you remember old friends and ancient enemies alike. As you leave Onda's house, Shek addresses you. What a catch! Congratulations, Hopper. I never would have found that cellar myself. You nod. This is where Gleda was hiding. She waited till everyone left and then escaped. Looking for her will be like looking for a needle in a haystack, but I will still try. You notice Shek's frown and reassure him. I remember my promise, Shek. I will do what I can. How much longer till we can get into the palace? The commander of the guard shrugs. Now is a good time to leave. The right guards are on duty and the king's physicians have left. As you walk through the arched corridors of the palace, you realize that without Shek, you would have been lost. Of course, the king's palace in Jera is grander, but it is still too easy to make a wrong turn in the maze of long corridors. The guards are obviously Shek's men. They pretend you are not even there. You enter the prince's chamber and find an old woman beside his bed. Hopper, this is Tante, the prince's nurse. She has raised him from infancy and will do anything to save him now. She won't betray us. Come on, healer, do your part. Okay, please stand guard at the door and listen closely, just in case. You're no help with enchantments in any case. This is not what I expected to find. How could the daughter of a self-taught healer have weaved enchantments such as this? She is no ordinary woman. Regardless, I'll now attempt to sort it out. Do you think, Hopper? I will talk to Philia when I find her. Just give me the time to do it. After our chat, she will be happy to withdraw her enchantments and place them on herself. You should thank Philia when you see her. Her enchantment is not killing the prince. It is merely putting him to sleep. For a healthy man, it would have meant death, but for a mortally wounded one, it prolongs his life. Its final moments stretched into minutes, hours, even days. Are you saying she swapped a quick death for a slow one? Should you all bow down to her in praise? What are we to do? You did well sorting out the enchantment, but how can we save the prince? Taking out a notebook and lead to write to it. I've not thought it out. One cannot comprehend such intricate weaving at a glance. Step back and let me concentrate. I need to make a sketch of this pattern. And by the gods, hold your tongues. It's been a while since you last saw such a sophisticated pattern. Several minutes pass in leaden silence, but you still cannot fully comprehend its properties. You will have to play it by ear, or the consequences for Prince Ho may be dire. What you are about to do is dangerous, but it's better than doing nothing. You begin to unweave the spell, but something goes wrong. The enchantment resists you, tightens its coils around the prince and drains his vigor. You fight this alien magic for several minutes, but finally have to admit to yourself that you have fallen into a trap. You pull yourself together and make a difficult confession. I cannot destroy this enchantment, only transfer it to another. It will not cling to me, and even if it does, it might rebound to the prince again. One of you will have to make this sacrifice. Shek smirks. Why waste one of us? Let me bring some thug from the dungeon and use him. We'll even clear him of all charges and set up a monument for him, posthumously. You don't even have the energy to face the commander. It's a splendid idea, but you only have a few minutes, if not seconds. Who is willing to do it? Your companions are frozen in silence. Their feelings are understandable. It's one thing to die for one's prince in battle or shielding him from an assassin's blade, but it's something else entirely to succumb to a silent and obscure death such as this. You will have to pick the one to do it. Look at Ake. Ake spits hatefully. Bring it on then. No illness has ever overcome me, so God's willing, neither will this piece of crap. You nod to the warrior showing respect. As you say, all you need to do is touch my hands. The enchantment will do. Before you can finish, the old nurse who had been standing in silence near Prince Ho rushes toward you. Nobody manages to stop Tante. She grabs your hands and locks eyes with you, allowing you to witness the very moment the flicker of life disappears from hers. You watch in shock as the old woman's body collapses to the floor. You can barely move your lips. Did you see it? She grabbed me by the hands herself. Trying to hide his relief, Shek shakes his head. She turned out to be the bravest among us. Dear gods, look, Prince Ho, he's opening his eyes. He's waking up. You look at the prince intensely to make sure that all enchantments have been undone. Well, that's wonderful. I haven't taken a life in vain. Your prince will live, in better health than ever. You are interrupted by a bell tolling gravely. The commander of the guard listens with apprehension, turns pale and says, "You should leave the palace. The gods will tell you where to go. I must stay. Dear gods, I think the king is dead." Alright. Alright, we saved the prince. All affairs in Ursus are settled and it's time to move on. Shek catches up with you, having almost reached Ursus gates. The commander looks worried, anxious, and slightly taken aback. It seems that he has something important to tell you. He gestures for you to ride up to him. Shek whispers loudly, "I didn't want to tell you this. You might take me for a madman, but there is so much insanity around anyway." A couple of days ago, an old woman appeared at the gate. Her frame was fragile, but her eyes were young, quite peculiar. In a way, she looked like Onda, and in a way, she didn't. Shek looks around nervously. She told me that if I see the scribe, I should tell him one word, Frigga. You thank Shek and leave the city. There is plenty to ponder as you ride on. Alright. Traveling through the ashen wasteland is reckless, but it's the fastest way west to the Marsh Watch. Okay. We have three choices again. The Southern Road, a nondescript dirt road that connects Ursus to the Berkenan Road, full of shady characters, honest villagers steer clear. Woodland Way, a dirt track running along the wood that occasionally darts on the canopy, well trodden and quite convenient. Already broken and unkept, but still a decent road traversing the desolate lands near the spurs of the Milky Mountains. Okay, let's take the Woodland Way. You catch up with a squad of Isanan soldiers. They look odd for Barkanan troops, faces painted black and hair woven into dual braids. I've heard about these black snouts, Akijirs. We call them Mog Vandals or the Night Watch. These Isanans are so funny. Recount the squad's story. Aki's laughter finally subsides. You ever hear of a warrior named Druer? You ask. He died in a ville in a northern campaign of old. He was one of the best warriors and mentors in all of Isana, maybe even all of Berkana. A hero of that magnitude only rises in Isana once each generation. There's always someone who stands above the rest. Karbaf was the first. Ake listens as you recount the story. 460 years ago, the Gabonan War began. For the first time since the Battle of the Drowsy Deep, Berkana clashed with Frisia and suffered a crippling defeat at Jormung. The Frisians surrounded the Berkanan king's headquarters inside the city. A small squad was surrounded in the market square. The Northerners' next attack would likely mean their doom. The warrior Karbach saved the day, you continue. There are times, he said, when you need the element of surprise. He parted his hair, making two braids and slathering with soap to make them stand upright like a pair of horns. Then he smeared his face with soot and rushed to the enemy. He surprised the Frisians with his fighting skills and his demon-like appearance. While the enemy was still confused by his trickery, the Berkans followed him and broke through. You shrug. Ever since then, there's been a black-snouted squad in the Isanan army. I don't approve of it, because it won't surprise anyone, except maybe you. As for Karbach, he carried on as a regular soldier and refused any honors after that battle. He's also famous for siring many children. Feels like I still run into one now and then. The Crooked Manor. You catch up with a band of Yuzanan bowmen and make camp together. I can find some old acquaintances, share some good memories with them until the looming prospect of the battles to come eventually gives way to the daily hustle and bustle. The enticing smell of porridge made with hemp oil wafts from the bubbling kettle over the fire. You decide to rest. The Yuzanan bowmen happen to have a minstrel from the capital traveling with them. After dinner, the fellow removes the cover from his lute, which turns out to be completely out of tune, and hollers the ballad of the 12 heroes. He slaughters the words and melody in equal measure. He sings some nonsense about the lovely lass and the mighty warrior who, met by the triple manor, fell in love and defeated no less than 2,000 reapers. You're furious at the fool for taking the liberty to alter the lyrics commemorating your fallen comrades. He's a horrible singer too. Berate the minstrel. As the minstrel draws a deep breath to bleat out another verse of the hero's speech, you interrupt him with a hearty curse. The irritated singer asks you what's wrong. Everything, you tell him. His voice, his instrument, and most importantly, his butchering of a beautiful song composed by a decent fellow. The minstrel bows mockingly. He claims that you're lying because the song is 600 years old and no one knows the original text. He suggests that you take his lute and show him how it's done. You accept the instrument and tune the strings, though it's been 30 years since you last played. When you strum the lute, the tune rolls and trills like a stream. The minstrel grows pale. You erupt into song, one you composed after you'd cured your wounds and discovered that Amma was gone. You finish the ballad and your audience is completely silent. There's no trace of the minstrel. The bowmen are immersed in thought. Some have turned away from you and some can't hold back tears. You're in the wrong line of work, book lover. Ake whispers, shaking his head. You should be a singer. Believe it or not, I almost poured all of my coins into your lap. One hand had to stop the other. Okay, so we reduced the power of the curse from 40% to 39%. That's not much at all. As you restock supplies in a roadside village, a distant tower draws your attention. The locals are eager to share that a general official's daughter recently took up residence there. The woman is reportedly a witch, so the tower has been nicknamed the Witch's House. You recall a piece of advice including tall buildings and decide to pay the witch a visit. The witch turns out to be a very good-looking young woman. At the sight of Ake, she blurts out her name, Atori, and shows you her temple license. She then complains that someone has covered the interior walls of her tower with indecipherable runes, particularly with charms that could take her more than a year to break. Ask Atori to let you see the tower. Atori regards you suspiciously. Oh, I should have kept my mouth shut. No, I won't let you in. I could learn a lot from the way that enchantment is woven. I'll untangle it myself in time. Right now, I have other matters to attend. You consider your options. You can't force your way in, or Atori's father will have your head. You could use a subtle enchantment on her, but it'd be easy to underestimate the power the Scarlet Witch might have. She mentioned some methods to attend. Perhaps you could render her a service. Ask Atori about her matters in need of attention. Atori is eager to tell you that both she and her father strongly oppose slavery. For a long time, the witch was tracking Ryan, who had once raided Birkanan villages with the girls and driven captives into slavery. The search for Ryan is what brought Atori here. The witch has already located his hideout, but she won't venture there alone. She now waits for her father's men to come to her aid. However, Ryan might escape while she waits. Now, if you could assist in his capture, you realized that you could do the right thing and be rewarded, but tracking down the bastard could take several days. Offer help. You tell Tori that you will find and punish Ryan. With a brilliant smile, she provides detailed directions to Slaver's accomplice's hideout. You depart immediately. You depart in search of Ryan, but don't have any luck until the next day. Ake points out a man with a crutch standing by the side of the road. Look, he matches Atori's description. That's Ryan. The bastard is pretending to be wounded. He probably leads kind-hearted strangers to his accomplices. You can't stop Ake's ramblings before Ryan understands what's happening. Leaping up, he throws his crutch to the side and disappears into the bush. It's not my fault, they made me do it, you hear him yell. Whooping happily, your companion jumps from his horse and runs after Ryan. You stay on the road, the last thing you need is to break a leg in the deadfall. You're not alone for a very long time, for a very long. After a short while, several girls run out of the forest. Ryan's body must have come to see what's going on. You pull your sword from its sheath and turn your face to the sky. Are you serious? The moment I'm alone, someone tries to kill me. How about some variety? Alright, I think we have 3 skill points. Alright. More damage. Devouring blow. More damage. Oh, we can unlock Fireblade. Alright. Think we are ready for a fight. Alright, I'm gonna put myself here. I'm gonna move here and use circular hit. Okay. Okay. Whoa, so much damage. I'll move here. Okay. I'm gonna use circular. Right. Gonna move here. And now you're dead. When you're done, your companions come back carrying Ryan's severed head. Ake observes the girl's corpses and looks at you inquisitively. You only shrug. Your way lies back to the tower now. Atori is happy to see you. Seeing Ryan's head, she grins and invites you in. You enter the tower without further ado. The inside of the tower is indeed described from floor to ceiling. It's the same word written over and over. Kirlan. It's the true name of your old friend, known as Rask in Barkana. Once you've read them, the runes vanish without a trace. You say goodbye to Atori, leap into the saddle and carry on with your journey. Something feels different. It takes you a while to realize that your blackened arm feels less cold, a good sign. Alright, we got our curse power down to 35. Alright, so this is our objective, March Watch. Don't think it's worth making such a big detour, so let's take the old Gabonan road. You feel the reaping grows stronger, its shadow falls upon you. The curse that has crippled your arm is reaching for your heart. If you give up and feed some of your power to the enchantment, you can prevent the reaping from growing stronger. If you resist and conserve your strength, the dark magic will tighten its grip on the world. Give in. The curse is spreading. Blood stats are lowering. The blackness on your hand creeps upward, sapping your strength and chilling your heart, and yet the reaping halts, if only for a while. You console yourself, knowing that your suffering lessens the evil engulfing terminal. Okay, 43. Ake lags behind. You pull up on the reins, waiting for the giant to catch up so you can see his face. His jaw is set. He's in pain and toughing it out. You make it stop. Even a hero needs a break from time to time. What happened? Ake waves away your concern. My back is acting up, damn it. A weak spot. It's because I'm so large. It's tough to hold all this weight around. Turn the wrong way, sleep on the ground, or forget to put few twigs under your bedroll, and bang, your lower back is screwed. Can't breathe in or out. Put me in a brawl or in a Barkanan bathhouse with a pretty lass, and I'd forget all about it. Offer to examine Ake's back. Are you a book lover or a healer? Ake asks suspiciously. You want to put an enchantment on my back? What if it falls apart like the Albios Town Hall? You leap from your horse and help Ake down. Don't fret, soldier. The Albios Town Hall didn't collapse due to any sorcery of mine, but because I took on another spell. All your back needs is a couple of able hands and some good ointment, and it will be good as new. Ake leans over, watching you as you spread his bedroll on the ground. I doubt that my back will ever be as good as new, but I'd love to heal it. This stupid illness has put me out of commission for a fortnight before. At least in those days I had a woman to keep me warm and a bed to lie on, but now I cannot even lie down. Amused by Ake's complaints, you make him lie down, roll up his shirt and rub his back with pine tree ointment. You run a hand along his mighty torso, carefully realigning the troublesome vertebrae. Soon, Ake is able to climb into the saddle all by himself, and you continue your journey. It's a woodland camp. A narrow ravine between pointless cliffs, a shortcut for those who can bear incessant croaking and bird droppings falling on their heads. Now, if it's a shortcut, why not? You sense some sorcery connected to reaping in the depths of the nearby forest. You order a rest stop and excuse yourself, then make for the source of the disturbance. In a secluded glade, you see a band of fences. Their blades form a pyramid that they're bathing in blood. Such an altar can fill the role of a menhir when none are nearby. Kill the Ancestors. Moving away from the trees and unseating your sword, you notice the Ancestor's victim, a boy. His basket of mushrooms lies nearby. Few things get to you, but children being murdered always fills you with boiling hatred. Alright, we have 2 more skill points. More damage. What else do we have here? Don't think I need more energy. Well, more attack, more damage is always good. So, for the quick attack, why not? What do we have here? Oh, these should be easy to kill. Especially that they don't have too much energy. Alright. What did you do? I have enough energy. Oh, this guy's almost dead. I'm gonna move here and kill this guy. Okay. Okay, this guy's dead. I think I'm gonna move here. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I'm gonna use the devouring blade. You're dead. As the answers fall dead, the blood on the lancets begins eating through the metal, like rust. The blades crumble, leaving you strangely relieved. The ripping grows weaker, as does your curse. That's good news, but you shouldn't stay here. You need to get back on the road. Nice. So we reduced the curse power from 43 to 39. That's great. Let's continue on the perilous path. Ooh, we have a lot of options now. Misty track, abandoned road, hollow path. Let's say the abandoned road. You feel the ripping grows stronger again. Give in to the curse. 47. Nothing has changed in the Ashen Wasteland for hundreds of years, but now everything feels different. There's a bitter taste in your mouth like you've inhaled some smoke, but there's none to be seen. There's only an ancient valley, grey grass, and grey sky. What's causing the sting in your throat? Where did this feeling of power come from? You need to make camp. Hagrid dismounts the horse and carefully ties the bridle to a branch. Gods and demons, he exclaims. Are you by chance turning into an abomination? What happened to your eyes? They're black. Or have your pupils consumed your eyeballs? What about my eyes? Blame it all on the strangeness of the wasteland. You shrug. It's a special place, okay? It doesn't change people. They just seem odd because the world is thinner here. You can tell by the color. The world isn't thick enough, so everything is gray. You see my black eyes and you look like a giant with steel teeth and horns. Who's right then, you or me? Aki worriedly checks his head and jaw. I don't have steel teeth. I don't have horns either. Here, feel for yourself. You see, well, there you are, you got lucky. I can touch you and tell that there aren't any horns on your head. My eyes are another matter. What could you possibly learn by touching them? I'm not touching your head on the off chance you have horns, but just can't feel them yourself. Aki frowns. No way, don't touch my head. What if there's actually something there? I'd rather look at your black eyes than hit door frames with horns. A plague on this wasteland. We need to hurry and leave it behind. Yes, we should. You come to your senses in an unfamiliar place. It's the same wasteland, but the unknown hills around you are covered in fog. Armed warriors begin to emerge, a Gel, a Frisian, a Berkanan, and an Ence. It's surely an illusion. The magic pounds your temples and hurts your eyes. The wasteland is mocking you, but you hardly have the strength to break free of the vision. Join the battle. Well, if the magic awakened by the reaping can do that, it's time to test its strength. Alright, let's more damage. And even more damage. This gives me more energy when I use quick strike, and this is actually more damage. So I'm gonna upgrade my devouring blow. Alright. Okay, we have how many? We have 4 enemies. I can probably reach this guy. Yes, I can. Unfortunately, I can't kill him. Alright. Well, I can kill this guy now. And I can actually move here. Okay. I'm gonna use circular hit. Ooh. Okay, this guy was a tank. Oh. Interesting move. Alright, battle's over. The army disperses with the fog. Retracing your steps, you understand that you were led away from your chosen path by the illusion. You should go back and try to find an explanation for your newly found strength in the retreating blackness on your arm. Nice. We were at 47, we are now at 45. Yes, it's fine. And we have finally reached our destination. You approach the Marsh Watch, making your way to the local inn. You leave Ake to tend to the horses. You should eat, but you're not hungry, so you just pay the innkeeper for the small room and go straight there. You crave some respite and time to think about the journey ahead. At some point you doze off. What comes next feels like a vivid dream, though you still see the same window-lit room and the old spry woman. She opens the door smiling and nods in satisfaction. She looks like a crone, but moves like a woman in her prime. Sitting beside you, she takes the book from your bag and flips through it. You try to speak, but the words can't escape. You close your eyes, trying to remember where you've seen her before. Darkness slowly consumes everything. Someone grabs you by the shoulders, waking you. You open your eyes to see an old friend. Great to see you, Blance, he says, winking. Surprised, though. Was wondering who's been casting somnolent spells over the inn's roof. You have insomnia or something? After hearing these words, you finally realize that you're awake and come to your senses. A quick look around and you know that someone's sorcery is at work here. Realizing you've been hexed, you scramble to get your bag. The book is gone. Curses! How could they treat me like that? I dreamt of a hag rummaging through my things and flipping through my book, but it was no dream. The book is missing. Did you not encounter anyone on the stairs? My apologies, but I haven't seen any hag on the inn stairs. I've arrived after the spell dissipated. Where are you off to, Blance? And not alone, I see. Been accepted into royal service, have you? Well, you haven't strayed so far from home by happenstance either, have you, Kirlan? You don't simply travel for the sake of it, do you? You rarely step outside your shop, especially in read time. Forget the shop, now isn't the time. I've actually been looking for you, Blance, and it's clear that seeing the crown in your dream was no coincidence, though an odd one. She wields great power. Who is she? Who knows? Also, I've got a hunch she might be the Unda everyone's talking about, but something's off. Unda's so old it's surprising she still lives. It's as if this hag only pretends to be Unda. The crone who looks like a woman in her prime? Stone bracelets and a serpent's gaze? I've heard of her. Calls herself Chila. Maybe she's like us, not human. You should be well aware that the name is only a garment. Take it off, if you will, and it loses all meaning. I've been considering this from all angles. All those who could be this crown died in that same battle which gave you your arrow scars. And I've got no more ideas, no clues. Like we don't have anything better to do than solve an old hag's riddles. She's a witch, no doubt. Why do you need me, Killan? You should already know this. Some witch told me I could find you in these lands, and that you, too, search for me. Should that fail, catastrophe may follow. Cut the mind games, Killan. My head aches even without adding your riddles. How does an old woman or witch compel you to look for someone? I don't recognize you. I hardly recognize myself, Lance. I've had so many thoughts lately. Got a job as an attendant at Opacom, guided wagons through the Marsh Road. I thought I'll keep quiet and survive the reaping, but no, trouble found me again. From now on, we travel together. Well, at least there's some good news. Always happy to see you, Kilran. Having you tag along is always nice. Still, I'm quite surprised. What power do you mean, Kilran? If I knew the secret of her power, I would also possess it. Her clairvoyance is on par with your Ama. Her sorcery matches that of a high Umbra, and she's as persuasive as Dorfkal. She's definitely not allied with the high Umbra of the north. I've already realized that a new player has joined the game. Corazon is seriously concerned about that. Seems like she's the one who managed to hold back the reaping. I don't care about that Corazon scoundrel, and who knows if the reaping is truly receding. What if she's not saving us, but seasoning us for the frying pan? There's something special about her, as if she holds some hidden threads, or has some underlying scheme. Blance, I don't like it. Calm down, Kirlan. Why should we be scared of the reaping, especially when we're together? Enough conjecture, I've got bigger problems. You take off your glove and show your blackened hand. As Killan observes it with great interest, his breath becomes heavier as if he's trying to place its smell. What a convoluted curse. Where'd you get this nasty thing? And why is it on your hand? What purpose? And why does it jitter? Is it breathing? Still haven't lost your attitude, huh, Kirlan? Got this nasty stuff in Albius, just near your shop. Some cunning crone left it. Now I'm roaming Barcana trying to piece together a spell to cure me, among other things. Yes, I'm aware. Following Lo Brenin, are you? She's just met her father by the Marsh watch and left, trying to save her brother. Well, let them. Why do you want to join me so badly, though? What's your aim? My goal is to survive, same as yours. Judging by that blackened hand, I don't have any recent hexes, but I'm still afflicted with a much older curse. I feel chills and a sense of foreboding. Something else on my mind. Something else on my mind too. Have anything to say? Shouldn't I be asking that question? Aren't you the one who's supposed to impart the keywords to me? For which I came here all the way from Ursus? It all led to you. That's true. Don't know what book that hag stole from you, but I've also seen her. Not just in real life, in dreams too. She seared something into my hand in one of those dreams. It burns and won't subside unless you read it. Let me just roll up my sleeve. So she is truly a great sorcerer. Always gets her way. What you got here? The same handwriting, and with every step your burden shall become greater, for you carry it for many, and their number increases still. Yeah, gods, writing's vanishing. Such a relief. What do these words mean, Blance? What are they? I don't know, Kiran. Need to think this through, but I won't be staying in the inn. Can't say I'd be happy about absorbing anyone else's sorcery. And by the way, just a reminder, call me Hopper Rouley. And you are Rusk, a thorough note for Albius. Names are not to be used in vain. Times are too dire for such foolishness. Let's go. Of course, you're the only one to notice the magical veil of dreams cast over the inn and Kirlan's, rather Rusk's appearance. For everyone else, it's business as usual. Seems like Aki is done preparing and is ready to continue onward. You don't have to introduce Rusk to your companions. They know the shopkeeper from Albius. However, everyone is surprised to find him in the middle of nowhere, and more so that he's going to accompany you from now on. As you exit the inn, Rusk pulls you aside looking mysterious. Seems like he's got something important to tell you. Blance, or rather Hopper, wait, I haven't told you everything. Thorn Brenin's daughter was waiting for him when he arrived here. Me too. It was the old woman who brought his daughter here after all. There was also Philia, a girl from Ursus. I was asked to watch Gleda until Thorn comes. I know her from my time in Albius. Headstrong girl, that one. So Philia headed to Opacum and the old woman decided to cross the marshes. I was sure I'd never see her again, but then when Thorn headed west with his daughter, that damn hag came to me in a dream. She drew this damn thing on my hand and said something cryptic. I figured that there was no point trying to comprehend the message, only that I must relay it to you. What did she tell you, and why do you think I'm the recipient of her message? She mentioned you by name and called you Blance instead of Hopper, so listen up. You need to venture west and keep in mind that even a scoundrel can be useful. That's not much to go on, is that it? Was there at least another word? Must I solve riddles again? Well, life's one big riddle. She also said I need to accompany you. I'm asking what I did to deserve this, and she dismissed it, saying the real trial lies in Frigga or somewhere nearby, and that it spells certain doom for you. That sure is some good news, friend. Well, nothing to do but face the music.
The voices of those nearest and dearest still echo in your mind. You rush into battle as if you were late for a meeting.
Alright. We switch to Thorn Brenin. So this is a good place to wrap up this episode. Thank you everyone for watching and see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.